Hello students, good morning everyone. So in today's class we are going to study about ethers. Ethers is one of the part of chapter alcohol, phenols and ethers, and in previous classes we studied all about alcohols and phenols, that in chemical properties of alcohol, chemical properties of phenols. At the same time we studied that phenols and alcohols are acidic in nature, and this topic is one of the important topic of class 12th, and in today's class we are going to study about ethers. And in ethers let's study what is the general formula of ethers. General formula of ether is ROR dash, and already in our previous classes we studied that how ethers can be classified. At the same time we studied that how ethers are how can ethers be prepared, or we will say that ethers nomenclature also we have studied, and we know that there are symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers, which we can say that simple or mixed ethers. In today's class we are going to study about preparation of ethers. In today's class we will be studying preparation of ethers, how ethers are prepared. So while studying preparation of ethers, here we have two methods for studying preparation of ethers, and first one is dehydration of alcohols. Dehydration of alcohols. Now students, you will see that in previous in chemical properties of alcohols we have studied alcohols also undergoing dehydration, and there we studied that alcohols can form alkenes. Now let's see that reaction. If I have a alcohol CH3 CH2OH, and the name of this compound is ethanol. When ethanol is undergoing dehydration at the in the presence of H plus ion at the temperature of 443 Kelvin, we can see that this ethanol is converting into ethene. The mechanism based on this reaction, that also we have studied in that topic. Now if we will change the temperature of this reaction, okay, same H plus ions or we will be taking, and if we will change the temperature of this reaction, and that temperature is, if we are taking 413 Kelvin, then we will come to know that ethanol is undergoing dehydration and converting it into CH3 CH2O CH2 CH3. So for understanding this concept we should know that its temperature is mainly responsible for getting the desired product. If we have temperature of 443 Kelvin, then we will be getting alkene, and that one is ethene. And if the temperature has been decreased, or the temperature is 413 Kelvin, then we will be getting it as a ether, and the name of this ether is ethoxyethane. And student, I hope you all know that how to name ethers. Okay, so let's see the mechanism of it, in which ethanol is converting into ethoxyethane. In the chemical properties of alcohol we studied that, and that mechanism we already studied, that is how ethanol is converting into ethene. Now let's see that how ethanol is converting into ethers, and this mechanism is also one of the important mechanism. In board examination this has been asked for 2 or 3 marks. Now let's understand the mechanism of it. So first is, now we are studying here I will be writing first equation, and equation is CH3 CH2OH at the temperature of 413 Kelvin, it can convert it into CH3 CH2O CH2 CH3, and the name of product is ethoxyethane. Okay, now let's see the mechanism of it. When I will start with the mechanism of this reaction, first of all, step 1. In step 1, as we know that H plus we are using to carry out this mechanism. So in this step 1, so we have here as a alcohol We have alcohol and we know that in alcohol oxygen is there and oxygen is having two lone pairs. So this lone pair and H plus ions. So first of all, when this lone pair comes in contact with H plus ions, what will happen? They will attract the H plus ions and will make a bond, that is CH3 CH2OH, and here it is H. Okay, so CH3 CH2OH, that is alcohol, will converted into protonated alcohol, will convert it into protonated alcohol, and this step is similar with the previous step, right? So previous step, it means which one? When we have studied it for alcohols. Now let's see the second step. In this second step, in step 2, we can observe that this protonated alcohol CH3 CH2OH, and here it is also H, and as this oxygen has donated its lone pair, that's why one lone pair is left there and one positive charge. So when this one lone pair is left, one positive charge, and we know the tendency of oxygen. And what is the tendency of oxygen? First give lone pair to someone and then asking again back that lone pair. Okay, so here what will happen, as soon as one more molecule of, now what is the change? Please listen carefully. Now if we have one more molecule of alcohol, here I have one more molecule of alcohol. Okay, I have one more molecule of alcohol. So when I have one more molecule of alcohol, so this molecule of alcohol, what will happen? This electron pair, again it will be taken by oxygen and it will form it as a H2O. Okay, understood how it is carrying the reaction? Please pay attention. So first of all, this lone pair is taken by oxygen. Okay, so when this lone pair is taken by oxygen, then this carbon will acquire positive charge and this carbon will acquire positive charge. So it becomes CH3 CH2 positive, and when this positive charge is there, this can do attack on this positive charge and we can get product as, here I'll write the product of it, and we can get product as CH3 CH2O. Here H2O is removed, so that's why we will be writing H2O this side, and here CH3 CH2. Now this O has been attached there, so OH CH2 CH3, and this oxygen will acquire positive charge with one lone pair because one lone pair is donated to this CH3 CH2 positive cation. Okay, now the third step. In third step, what is, let me write the third step for here, and I can write this third step as, in step 3, as we know that this there will be now, what is extra in that product? Extra is H plus ion, so I will be writing in this way as CH3 CH2O. Here it is H with one lone pair, CH2 CH3. So in third step, this H plus will get removed. H plus will get removed and we can get product as CH3 CH2O CH2 CH3, and this H plus ion will react with H2O, or we'll simply write it as a H plus ion, and we can get this as our product, and that is ethoxyethane. So student, in the dehydration of alcohol, we have studied here 3 steps. What are those 3 steps? Step 1 is, first step is formation of protonated alcohol. Formation of protonated alcohol. Now what is the second step? In the second step, attack of one more molecule of ethanol. So we will write it as a attack of one more molecule. Attack of one molecule of alcohol. Attack of one more molecule of alcohol. And in the third step, what we have studied? Third step, we have studied it as a deprotonation. deprotonation. So in this way ethers can be prepared with the process of dehydration of alcohols. So in dehydration of alcohols, we 2-3 things are very important which we need to keep in mind. And what are those 2-3 things? Those things are, first one is, for doing this dehydration of alcohol, temperature should be maintained. Temperature should be maintained, and that temperature should be 113 Kelvin. That temperature should be 113 Kelvin. And second thing which we have to keep in mind, and that second thing is primary alcohols. Only primary alcohols can undergo this dehydration of alcohols. Otherwise, rest of all alcohol won't be giving product as a ethers. Secondary and tertiary alcohols will give the product as a alkene, not as a ethers. So student, I hope in today's class, whatever we have studied, that you understood and you will be practicing this mechanism. Again, I'll say that this is one of the important mechanism. Okay student, I hope start with the second method of preparation of ethers, and second method is Williamson's synthesis. Second method is Williamson's synthesis. Now in Williamson's synthesis, what this method, now as we know that dehydration of alcohols, in that dehydration of alcohols, two necessary conditions was there, and that one is temperature is required, at the same time primary alcohol is required, then only we can get the ether as the product. Now here in the Williamson synthesis, let me first of all tell you the reaction of Williamson synthesis. In this one we are taking sodium alkoxide. So here what we are taking? We are taking sodium alkoxide. When sodium alkoxide reacts with alkyl halide, sodium alkoxide reacts with alkyl halide, I'll write here as alkyl halide. Alkyl halide, it will give product as ROR, to make it different I'll be writing in this way, plus NaX, and this method of preparation is known as Williamson's synthesis. So in Williamson's synthesis, as we know that we will require sodium alkoxide, at the same time alkyl halide, and we can get product as a ethers. Okay, now let's see student, sodium alkoxide. So when you are taking sodium alkoxide, here I am having CH3, 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 ONA. Now let's see what is the name of this compound. As its name is sodium alkoxide, so I'll be writing its name as sodium 1, 2, 3, 4. It is butoxide. Sodium butoxide. When sodium butoxide reacts with this alkyl halide, and here it is methyl bromide. Here it is methyl bromide. So when it reacts with sodium butoxide, reacts with methyl bromide, we can get product as we know this will react together, and we will have product as, let me write here, and that one is CH3, CH3, here again CH3, and then O, CH3. The name of this compound would be methoxy. This can be a methoxy, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is tertiary, so we will say that methoxy tert butane. Methoxy tert butane. So understood student, in Williamson's synthesis we have to use the sodium alkoxide, at the same time alkyl halide, and we will be getting ethers. Okay, now few more conditions are there in Williamson's synthesis which we need to keep in mind, and that one is, the first is alkyl halide which we are using, alkyl halide which you are using in this reaction, that alkyl halide should be primary. Okay, why that should be primary? Because if it is not primary, if it is tertiary, then it won't be forming ethers. It will undergo, it means elimination, it will undergo elimination reaction and it will convert it into alkene rather than going into ethers. So alkyl halide should be primary. This is one of the very important concept related to Williamson's synthesis. So student, I hope you understood today's topic and please do practice of questions from NCERT. Thank you students and have a good day ahead.